Have you ever been in a place where Jesus is not welcome? Let's talk about it. Today, I want to talk about the challenges we all face when we find ourselves in a place where Jesus, and maybe you, are not welcome. Do you remember when Jesus cast the demons into the herd of pigs? Now, a good way off from them, there was a herd of many swine feeding. So the demons begged Jesus, saying, "If you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go." So, when they had come out, they went into the herd of swine, and suddenly the whole herd of swine ran down the steep place into the sea and perished in the water. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. That story is found in Matthew chapter 8, verses 30 to 34. Jesus had intervened in the lives of those two men tormented by the demons. But instead of rejoicing with the man and acknowledging the miraculous thing Jesus had done, the local people asked Jesus to leave the area. They didn't want Jesus around. He was making them uncomfortable, messing with their way of living, and certainly with their food supply. Listen, when Jesus shows up, he's not always welcome. Some years ago, well, come to think of it, a lot of years ago, I was invited to a get-together with some men from the church we were attending. It was Super Bowl time, a time that our culture reveres maybe as much as Christmas or Easter. So the game was about to start. Everyone was settled in to watch it. As the game started, I struck up a conversation with a couple of the guys about Jesus and some faith issue. I don't remember what the topic was, but I do remember their response. "Look, we came here to watch football, not to talk about Jesus." Their message was clear. I was reminded that the Word says, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil. For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks." That's Luke chapter 6, verse 45. I'm not suggesting that these guys were evil, but their priorities were not in the right order. You know, men have a penchant for compartmentalizing their lives. It's like the person who puts food on their plate and does not allow any of the individual food items to touch each other. The beans have their spot, the meat on the right, and the potatoes at the top of the plate. Everything is kept separated, even though everything is going into the same stomach. I'm certain that foodies would argue that they just want to enjoy the taste of each. Nothing nefarious going on at all. But don't even think about putting the beans on the potatoes, which I like to do from time to time. You will be in big trouble, buddy. So these guys were in their football compartment. Jesus was relegated to his space, and in their minds the compartments should never touch. I mean, why should they? What does Jesus have to do with football anyway? It was like they had left Jesus in the car, or maybe at home, or worse, at church. Listen, our faith does not have a switch that you can flip off and on like a light switch, where we only let our light shine at the appropriate moments in the appropriate places. The fact of the matter is this: there are some places where Jesus is just not welcome. In fact, if he shows up, it will make people feel uncomfortable, and we don't like that feeling. So Jesus will just have to leave. I was talking with someone last week about the cost of following Jesus and the rejection that sometimes follows. Rejection by people we know. Sometimes the rejection is even by members of our family. What I told them was this: it may feel personal, but it's not really. The rejection may result in a broken relationship, but it's not you they're rejecting. It's the Spirit of God that you brought with you. That's who they're rejecting. The fact of the matter is that darkness does not like the light. When you're in a dark room, maybe sleeping, minding your own business, and someone comes in and switches the lights on, it hurts your eyes. Jesus said, "And this is the condemnation, that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone practicing evil hates the light, and does not come to the light, lest his deeds should be exposed." John chapter 3, verse 19 to 20. So in the spiritual sense, the light hurts the eyes of the hearts of those who shun Jesus. Guys, before you get the rail, tar, and feathers and come looking for me, I'm not suggesting that watching the Super Bowl is evil. What I am suggesting is that there is nothing on this earth that is superior to our faith. And when we start thinking that there are circumstances when we don't have time for Jesus, well, we're having a faith problem. And when you experience rejection, when you feel like the odd person out, and it's not because you've been bashing someone with the Bible, remember that the world, on the whole, did not embrace Jesus' presence. Don't be surprised or dismayed by what you see or experience. It is the very reason that God sent the Son. Jesus came to rescue people just like them, and he uses people just like you to bring his light into the room. So let your light shine, my friends, and don't be surprised if it hurts someone's eyes. This is Charlie Elgin. Hope you join me next time when we meet in the place where faith is waiting.